Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bros here with my first video in Season of Opulence, or Season of Nerfulence, as some people like to joke and call it, because of how many things got nerfed. Which brings me to what this video is about: the Luna's Howl nerf. It's one of the biggest nerfs that I've ever seen in Destiny history. Definitely the biggest nerf I've seen in Destiny 2 history when you pair that with Not Forgotten, because of the introduction of pinnacle weapons into the game. People thought that these weapons were untouchable, and because of how hard people had to grind for these weapons and what they meant and what they represented to most people, that blood, sweat, and tear grind that you put in to get it. So they actually surprised us and a lot of people by nerfing these two weapons. Now, I'm sure most of you guys already know what the nerfs are, but let me just talk about them
That
really
would
quick.
never happen in the
They
past.
changed the rate of fire on this
Ever.
hand cannon, the Luna's
One.
Howl, from a 180 RPM to a slower firing archetype, which was the 150 RPM. Not only did they do that, but they nerfed the actual perk itself, the perk that made it pinnacle, called Magnificent Howl. It used to do 2 headshots and proc and do an extreme amount of damage, almost triple on the next headshot. Now you get 2 consecutive headshots, and it increases range and
What
damage,
you
but
doing,
only
60s?
damage for the body shot. So it's always going to stay consistent. Your damage will never go up above the 68 cap that it has, unless you pair an exotic with it like Foe Tracer or One-Eyed Mask. So pretty heavy nerfs, man. Now, I only got to play 2 games with Luna's Howl. This was the second, and the next gameplay will be the first. They're on the same map. But I'm going to try to give you guys the full gameplay next so you could just observe how it plays and things
Kind of
like
all over the
that.
place right now about it.
Now, I want to talk about my opinion of it after using it, and I want to point out that this is console. This is strictly console. I think this is still a top option. I want to lead out with saying that, which a lot of you guys should be happy to hear from me. The reason that I think it's still a top option is because the one thing that they did was kept it precision frame. Now, precision frame is what you see on the screen, is the same recoil
So you get
pattern,
one high
same
damage
way it
bonus
handles
with it?
flinch, and the same way that it handles bloom. The
I only
biggest
get one.
issue on console with things that are not a
That BL
180
gain them
is
lost is
what?
absurd.
Bloom, flinch, and recoil. This gun still virtually has no recoil, flinch, or bloom. That makes this and Not Forgotten, in my opinion, I have not tried Not Forgotten yet, but it plays the same as Luna's Howl with more range. The best 150s in the game. Better than Thorn or, any other 150 you can name, because those kick so much. They deal with the bloom, they deal with the recoil, but the precision frame seems to be what's tied to the fact that there's no recoil, no bloom, and things like that. But with that being said, even though it's a top option, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. You definitely can't play the way that you used to play Luna Howl. Luna Howl was the second best aggressive hand cannon in the game, next to Last Word. You could play really, really aggressive with this thing if you hit your shots. Now you kind of got to play that
Oh,
mid-range passive game, which kind of sucks because this was one of the few shotgun counters in the game at hand cannon. I feel like this Last Word and I forgot were the only true shotgun counters in the game. And shotguns are meta. Snipers are not meta right now. So it's kind of unfortunate that they kind of pushed Luna's Howl to that mid range away from that close range, in my opinion, because every other hand cannon in the game is basically mid range. It's still kind of a shotgun counter, but with the slower fire rate, shotguns can get up in your airspace a little bit more. They have a way better chance of killing you now than they did before, because, trying to close the gap on somebody with a 0.5 second time to kill if they hit their 3 headshots is, pretty hard to do. But yeah, guys, I think I said everything that I wanted to say about this gun. I want you guys to check this gameplay out. It's literally my first game using it since the nerf. So it's pretty raw gameplay. I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm just going to let you guys, make a judgment on the weapon yourself. But I just want to leave on this note. Used to think the gun was like a 9 out of 10 rating. I only give it a 9 out of 10 because Not Forgotten exists. If Not Forgotten didn't exist, it'd be a 10 out of 10. But I got to give Not Forgotten 10 out of 10. It's clearly better. And the Luna's Howl is a 9 out of 10 weapon. I think that the Luna's
you
Howl went
said
from a
that
9 out of
bullshit.
10 to an 8 out of 10. So it went from an A weapon to a B weapon. But with that being said, how many A weapons are there on console in the hand cannon slot? I'd have to say Not Forgotten probably still. Have not tried that out yet. And Last Word. And we're speaking strictly on console because I know how crazy Ace is on PC and stuff like that. But, it's a lot of recoil on console. Oh, and you can't forget service revolvers. So I'd say those are the top 3 hand cannons on console, and then this would be in the next tier. So this is probably the 4th, 5th best console hand cannon. So it's still a
Okay.
top 5 option for hand cannon users, which, you know, isn't too bad. You're
I'll say
definitely losing some
faster.
ground because this was the 2nd best hand cannon behind Not Forgotten before the patch. So you dropped a few spots if you worked hard to get this weapon, which is unfortunate. But if you master this and master the new playstyle, which is kind of up close mid rangey, like a closer mid range, then you'll be fine. So yeah, guys, it got hit pretty hard, but it's still a top 5 hand cannon. So how hard did it get hit in your opinion? Sound off in the comment section, guys, if you've used it, if you're upset with the nerf, you think it's okay. Me personally, I think it's good for the life of Crucible on console because the guns are so dominant. There was no variety. I think we will see more variety, which is a plus to it. And I'm not a fan of 180s. I think they're spam cannons. I don't think they take any skill. This is still a precision frame, so it still kind of falls under that, but you can't crutch it as hard because of Nerf to Magnificent Howl and Nerf to Fire Rate. But I would still like to see buffs of other hand cannons and the removal of Bloom to see how good, everything can really be. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And as always, I hope to see you all in the comment section debating peacefully about this Luna's Howl nerf. I'll catch you all next time.
If you're a good player, this will be good in your hands. I don't know about the casual player, though. Man, this thing is, the fact that it's precision frame, it's gonna still be meta. This shit is, I think this is meta. Celebrating on my body, nice. Congrats on killing me one time with 3 people behind you. New season, same bitches. This shit is broken, like, what? I mean, still takes no aim to really use this, like, it's just like a 180, but... I mean, that's a decent range for a Luna's. So, like, even though there's damage fall off, your damage went up to 68. So I think that's why it's okay now that I'm, like, looking at it or thinking about it, you know what I mean? I didn't keep that in mind. Like, yeah, it's taking a massive hit for damage and range, but it's going to a new archetype, so the damage would naturally increase. Hello? Did I just get one shot by... Hello? Stream? Also, this could be a bot lobby, so maybe, maybe that's taking into play why I'm fragging so hard with it. Just waiting on the second shot, homeboy. Change it all. We know how it works, man. That man almost outgunned me. What the fuck was he using? That was a Duke MK? I think. Take a triple if you guys are gonna line up like that. How's it do the skull dime car? I haven't tried it yet, man. I'm on a hunter, so I'll try shards for you guys, but I mean, from the looks of it, from the sound of it, they hit it hard. They wanted it to not give you too much super energy back. Yeah, the range is lacking though. I didn't even get a damage number there. So was that one bullet only? The damage bullet? Was it one bullet, then it went away after I shot it, or like?
Minutes left. One after another.
He just hit a fucking U-turn on me. Definitely not as bad as I thought, man. I will say that, bro. To be fair, it's not as bad, man. I think crutch, like people who actually just spam fire though, like crutch 180s, like, because there's two crutches, man. One is like, you know, the weapon itself, like you're a good player, but you kind of need the Magnificent Howl perk. And then the other is just people who just need 180s. Like some people need Luna's Howl, but some people need like the 180 archetype, and because you can spam fire it with such accuracy. I think that this nerf is going to hurt like some players. I don't know, man. Not that bad though. Seriously, like it ain't too bad. Now, one thing to note, in this lobby, there are no pulse rifles. This gun against pulse rifles will be, if pulse rifles end up being the meta, rest in peace to Luna's Howl, bro. Like seriously, it's really good like now, but I don't see this outgunning a pulse rifle. I don't.
You've got 30 seconds. Next time I feel like brawling.
I have energy with a ton of ads tethered with rigs. Oh wow, so they hit it hard. It's like they hit it hard. So that's not a bad showing right there, man. That's not too bad. It's not too bad, you know what I'm saying? 38 limbs. Are the nerf bad? For what? What are we talking about? 'Cause they nerf. You ever find one that you like absolutely love? I don't know, man. So the lack of range, I didn't take into account. I wasn't thinking about like you get more damage with it. Okay, so it's a 3-tap to the head.
Double down.
It's still good, man. It's still good.